Hello and welcome to my first ever iZombie Challenge video analysis. Now, I originally saw this challenge in a video by The Ender, and I'll put a link to that in the title card and the description. But basically, we can only place the most expensive zombie at a time in this high roller challenge. What that means is Buckethead, in that first little bit there, was the most expensive zombie I could place, so I had to place him. And now that I got the sun to place football, I needed to place football. This video is pretty easy. You just, place Buckethead in one lane and then clear the rest with footballs. But the essential dilemma some of the levels face you with is that you get enough sun to place the most expensive zombie, but then after you place your most expensive zombie, you completely run out. This becomes very apparent in the later levels, but right now we have so much sun it doesn't really matter, so for this one we can just clear each lane with the most expensive zombie. In this case it's Buckethead. For this one, we have two zombies. The two most expensive zombies are the exact same price, Buckethead and Miner, so we can use either of them to clear out each lane. Theoretically, should only take 7 zombies to take this out. Yeah. Just throw bucket heads in each lane and clear out that potato mine there with a zombie, and you're good as gold. Oh, did I use 8 here? Ah, well. Alright, for this level, each lane has a sunflower in it, so you're guaranteed to always place ladder zombie, unless, it eats a bit and then dies somehow of a sunflower. But in this case, it's just going to be 1 or 2 ladders in each lane, and that should be the level completed. Alright, for this one, I had to do a bit of restarting, but I had a plan. So after 8 restarts there, my plan was to use a balloon zombie to get just enough sun to buy another balloon zombie. Now the thing with this is that I will have 200 sun after this balloon zombie eats the sunflower. And with that, once I spend my 150 on the most expensive zombie here, balloon zombie, I'll only have 50 left exactly, with no potential sun left to get with my active zombies. What that means is I am forced to place basic zombie, and that can clear out that lane. And yeah, from there we can just place balloon zombies to clear the rest of the level. Now this level is actually possible with just balloon zombie, which makes this challenge even easier, and I'll leave a link to the Ender's video on that here. But basically, I didn't want to re-roll a bunch for this, and this works just fine for the rules of this challenge, so I'll just leave it there. Alright, this level. So, all we need is a row with the sunflower in it that isn't protected by garlic. We send bucket heads to clear that out. And then with our next most expensive zombie, which in this case is Pole Vaulter, because there's no active sunflower lanes left, we use that to get some sun from there in lane 4, and then use a gargantuar to not to kill, to clear the rest of the level. Alright, now that that's done, I did reset a little bit for this level just so that looks nice, but basically you send a bucket head to get some sun, just enough to get a disco zombie. And then with that first disco zombie in either lane 2 or, you know, a lane that allows you to place 2 to clear out the whole level. You place your next disco zombie to clear the other half of the level, and then you're done. Very easy, honestly. The only problem I find with Disco Dance Zombie is that he's often very unreliable, especially when there's, you know, high damaging plants in the level. But it's all instas in this one, so it doesn't matter. Alright. For this one, it's all ladder zombie, and he's actually really powerful, so should be pretty easy. Just send another ladder there to clear out that magnet, and then eventually with the sun from the other lanes we should be able to clear out bottom lane. And yeah, that should be a pretty easy level. Alright, now that that's over with, we get to the hardest level by far. Now this one, I believe Ender Claim was impossible. And I want to prove that it is here today. Now, I do have a game plan for this level, but it's really tricky, especially if you've seen it in lane 1, there's 4 potato mines, which that's a lot of sun to spend on, you know, football zombies to get through. And same with lane 3 with the 3 chompers and squash. Now, I do have a plan, and that plan is to use a miner to clear out lane 3. Now, how am I going to do that when he's not the most expensive zombie? There's 2 ways. Way 1 is to get a zombie to eat partway through a sunflower and then die, and then give me just enough sun to force me to buy a miner zombie. So basically, he would die, and then I'd get 125 sun left exactly. Which is pretty unlikely. Most of the time you see here, typically a zombie only gets like 1 sunflower out of the... 1 sun out of the sunflower before dying, or 0, or all of it. So, in this case, I only got 1, and then after I went to another zombie there to get all the sun, I'm left with 175, which is an awful number, because I'm forced to buy football. So that's way 1. Way 2 is to use some sort of sun rotation method. And what that involves is, well, first placing your ladder zombie at the very beginning of the level, ending up with 0, and then picking up a sunflower or 2 to get to 200, 400, whatever. Now, each time you place a football zombie, it costs 175, and you're left with 25 remaining from each sunflower. So what that means is, if you eat 5 sunflowers, spending 5 football zombies, you have exactly 125 remaining after that. Because, you know, 5 times 25 is 125. So, essentially what way 2 is to eat 5 sunflowers with 5 football zombies, and be on the right rotation to buy a miner zombie. And that's the only way. Only ways to clear lane 3. As you can see, I wasn't on the right rotation, nor did I get the perfect sun to force myself to buy a miner zombie, so I could not beat that level. Just to show how hopeless this is, even if you get good RNG on lane 3, that does not guarantee anything, because you need to have good RNG on the other lanes to get enough sun to get yourself started. Like, even here, where am I supposed to put a football zombie to not immediately lose? The answer is nowhere, right? I try here with the magnet in the back, just to get a little bit of sun with the ladder zombie, but he ends up eating the entire sunflower, which is not great. Because now, even if I put a football zombie to take out the magnet shroom, I will be left with 25 sun and lose immediately. The reason I have a little bit of hope here... Oh, well, I just lost the hope. But basically, the reason I had a little bit of hope there is because the magnet shroom was in the back, and it has a 7x5 area of effect. So, that's the only way you can really avoid getting magnetized by the magnet shroom, unless it's, you know, inactive from a previous use. Now, I tried to distract the magnet shroom here with the ladder so that football could at least get some sun here and maybe die to get 125. But he gets to 150, so that's really unfortunate, actually. And then, because I was so distraught over that and I had to think about it, I sent him down a doomed lane, so to speak, and that's kind of it for this run. I have a feeling this run was possible if maybe I sent that ladder down lane 1 or 2, but even then the rotation would have been off for me to get a miner for lane 3, so I'm not too sure. See, now that I'm in this precarious position, all I have left is to just place footballs wherever I can to keep on surviving and then eventually lose. Alright. Restarting for a good lane 3. This one, you know, appears to be good. Hopefully if I get a miner, I could just clear out all of lane 3. At least to my knowledge. We'll see why that's not quite true later. But, yeah. Anyway. I distract the magnet in the back. Try and get some sun with football. Again, basically this is the same try as last time. But I do it a bit faster. Hopefully I get enough sun to get 125 and I get 150 again. So that sucks. But, yeah. I mean, there's nowhere else really to send ladder zombie. Other than lane 4, so I send him there. And get exactly 100 sun, which sucks so much, because if I had 25 more, yeah, I would be able to get enough for a miner. Anyway. 75 again. So we gotta get a pylon. And then I get up to 175, 200, 200. Which is horrible. That gets me up to 175 again, and I just lose. Now here's proof that one football can't take out lane 2. It just can't eat through the tall nut in time. Reset for another seed, and I send a ladder down lane 2 to get some early sunflowers. Early sun to get really started here. Right now I'm working on my rotation, so with that I should be at 2 sunflowers, and next football I spend, I will have 50 sun remaining, so I need to spend 3 more to get to 125, which is my main goal here. However, there's just nowhere else for me to send the football because all the lanes are so bad. Football barely clears lane 2, but it's very much not enough. I keep on trying a bit here, just testing things. I do a bit of testing that I don't show here, but yeah, any runs where I actually get anywhere, I show here. So here I'm in a really tough position. I can spend a football on top lane to get a bit more sun, change the rotation, but after that I'm pretty much pooped. If I spend 1 football, I'll have 75 remaining to get a little bit more sun. But pretty much any lane I send football in, he's just gonna die immediately. Now there I'm very careful to place pylon a little bit later, only because technically still an active sunflower lane. Because the football was active, or alive, sunflower's in that lane, and he still could have technically eaten it, but he did die. So, in the end, it didn't really matter. Alright, so my hope here is to get exactly 125 sun from the sunflower. And there we go, we get 125, and we send the miner down lane 3, and hopefully that should clear out the whole thing, right? Oh no. So, in PvZ Mobile, that does work, but not in PC. Which just made this challenge, like, a lot more RNG dependent. Because now I need the perfect lane 3 seed along with, you know, every other lane. So this is very, very RNG dependent. I try and rush lane 5 here, but I don't know if it's gonna matter too much. Oh, I do get the magnet, so we are doing okay for this if I can work out the rest. And that's unfortunate. That imp didn't even get the potato mine. There's a big problem here. And that's that a football in any lane after where I've just sent it won't get anywhere. Like, literally anywhere. It will die. So, this round is a loss, but I'll go through the rest of the level. Alright, for this level, again, magnet at the back, so I try to bum rush it with ladder and football. Doesn't seem to work out too well, but at least this should be able to kill the magnet, so I can do a little bit more with what we have here. If I spend one football, I should have 75 sun remaining. And with that 75, plus whatever I get from here, oh, that brings me up to 175. Looks like I picked up 4 sun there. That's really tragic, actually. Yeah, that's the end, I guess. Yeah. Yep. I try that. Doesn't go anywhere. We got a really good lane 1. Kind of a crummy lane 3, but it's not the worst. Now I try to spend 2 footballs to clear bottom lane. And that should get rid of the magnet shroom and the sunflower, which is good. Now, once this lane is eaten, I should have eaten 5 sunflowers, which I believe is the perfect rotation to get a 125 sun zombie. The only thing is, the only problem with my play here is that I rushed lane 2, which was a mistake. See, I have 125 sun left here. If I put him in lane, because of the way lane 3 is oriented, this ends up being impossible anyway. Even if I spent the 2 footballs in lane 1, and got the 125 to take out the 2 instances in lane 3, there'd still be 2 instances left. I wouldn't be able to get past the tall nut with the 200 sun I'd have from the sunflower, and I would be lost. So that's it. So I try the brute force method, and I just don't have the sun for it. Now this is a perfect lane 3 for what I want for the miner. However, the other lanes don't seem to have great orientation, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this. Yeah. Because of my lane 1 here, any lane I send the football in, he's gonna die. Oh, he died too. But, yeah, any lane he's gonna die. So, that's a no-go. And this looks okay. If I send a miner... Oh, no, it didn't work. Yeah. As you can see, lane 3 looks pretty good. I actually send a ladder down lane 3 to get a little bit of sun out of it and see how much I get. I get 125 exactly. And that's enough to send a miner through lane 3. Not to mention, because the magnet was up front, it got deactivated by the ladder. And with that, we can take out all of lane 3, all of the instances, or chompers. We can take out all of the chompers. And we extract the magnet room once again and send a football down bottom lane. Now, how perfect is that? Right. So, now we gotta work on the rest of the level. We're gonna need another zombie down lane 3 once miner's done. We're gonna need footballs in every lane other than lane, well, 5, I guess. Basically, the rest of this just comes spamming footballs and making sure that, the last zombie I have is a jumper to jump over the last insta if required. So, I think about it for a while. I spend 1 football to get rid of lane 4. Then I spend another football to get rid of, or spend 2 footballs to get rid of lane 2. Now 1 isn't enough to get through the tall nut, but 2, well, you'll see. And then I get enough sun to just keep spamming footballs. And hopefully it's enough to clear the level. I think about this for a while, but it doesn't really matter. I just need to spam footballs again to clear everything and win the level. Use my last remaining sun on a jumper here, just to get over the brain. Luckily, he doesn't jump over the brain. That would be, awful. But, no, he doesn't. Alright. So, yes, that level is possible, and every level in iZombie is possible with the High Roller Challenge. Now, I try a bit of iZombie Endless here, but it wasn't really that fun for me. The reason for that is it's mostly just, you know, plant RNG and seeing the orientations of everything, seeing if it works with Dancer or not, and if it doesn't, well, you just lose. So, I get pretty lucky here with the intensity of the lanes. And I'm able to clear out the whole level with only like 3 dancers and a ladder. Now the great thing about Dancer Zombie, Disco Zombie, on PC mode is what you just saw there. Is that he can spawn zombies on the brains. On mobile he can't do that. No, he's much faster at the beginning, and also, he does not spawn them when he's on the first tile. He just does not spawn the zombies, which makes him much, much weaker. But on PC mode, he's great. He's great for that, which is, amazing. So yeah, the problem with endless mode is that you get levels like this, where there's just too much firepower, and all the lanes for Disco to be a good choice here. Because, you know, theoretically, if you put Disco, it's 116 sun spent per lane. You know, 350 over 3. But if he dies like this, and you don't get all the sunflowers, even if you get all the brains, if you don't get all the sunflowers, you're missing out on a bit still. So he's just often not worth it. It's really the curse of Disco Zombie is that he's sloppy. Definitely the sloppiest one. He barely gets through and snipes that snow pea with the dancer zombie. Backup zombie, and we're good there. Now, if there's any level that's gonna kill me, it's this one. There's just spike weeds, fume shrooms, and star fruits. It's not looking good. Just put it that way. The reason spikeweed is just so bad when you're dealing with Disco is just when he gets stalled. He gets stalled on top of the spikeweed, like right there, and he stays there forever. It just kills him, and there's nothing you can do. But we get lucky here. He moseys on through, and we're on to level 4. This one looks even worse. I can't play football. Yeah, I choose to go with bottom lane here because it has the least firepower, but yeah, that did not work out at all. Yeah, there's just too much damage. Disco does not like damage, and he hates slows. Any damage he just cannot deal with, which sucks. Sucks. Guys, he's a really cool concept zombie, but he's like weaker than a pylon, you know? Just sucks. Alright, so that gets me to level 5, and that's about all I can do for Endless. And that's all I'm gonna do for Endless. If you want to go further, post a video on it. Say, oh, you can get to a streak of 10 in High Roller Endless. Go ahead. That's what these are for, right? Just ideas and inspiration and stuff. So thank you, Mr. Ender, for showing me your cool challenge. And yeah, it seems like every level in iZombie is possible with the High Roller Challenge. With all that being said, this has been 8-Bit. Hope you had a good day. Bye-bye.